95% of people will never reach their full potential. Let that sink in. Only 1 out of every 20 people will ever truly live the life they're capable of. The vast majority will live lives of quiet desperation, looking back with regret. But this will not be your story. This will not be your destiny. Today, right now, you learn the secret that separates the extraordinary 5% from the ordinary 95. You decide to step out of the trap that holds so many captive. Claim the magnificent life that is your birthright. It starts with a single decision. A shift inside that changes everything outside. Think about the power inside you. You have the ability to create. You have the ability to inspire. You have the ability to overcome. You have the ability to achieve greatness. Yet for most, that power stays dormant, a sleeping giant waiting for a call. Starting today, become the hero of your own story, not a bystander. You hold the pen. At any moment you can write a new chapter, a new ending, a new legacy. What are these invisible forces that keep so many people from living their dreams? They are the twin tyrants of the human mind, limiting beliefs and the fear of failure. These are the unseen chains that bind the giant within you. A limiting belief is any thought you hold to be true that restricts you in some way. It's the quiet whisper in your head that says you can't do something. It's the story you accepted as fact without ever questioning its validity. These beliefs are often planted in our minds when we are young, a teacher, a parent, or a peer. They grow like weeds, choking our potential over time. Think about it. Has there ever been something you wanted to do? A business you wanted to start? A skill you wanted to learn? But a voice inside you immediately said, "That's not for you." That voice is the sound of your limiting beliefs at work. These beliefs act as your internal gatekeeper, shutting down ideas before they can even take root. They convince you that your dreams are unrealistic, that your goals are out of reach. The most dangerous part is that we often don't even recognize them as beliefs. We see them as undeniable truths. We believe we are simply being realistic when in fact, we are prisoners of our own self-imposed psychological jail. The second chain, linked to the first, is the paralyzing fear of failure. We live in a culture that stigmatizes failure as a final verdict on our worth. We're taught to avoid it, leading to chronic risk aversion. People would rather stay in a miserable but familiar situation than risk uncertainty and potential embarrassment. This fear keeps people from applying for the dream job, asking for the promotion, starting the business, or speaking up in a meeting. It is a dream killer. The truth is, the only real failure in life is the failure to try. Every great achiever has a list of failures, setbacks, and missteps before triumph. They understood that failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of the process. To break free and join the 5%, you must fundamentally change your relationship with these forces. You must learn to question your beliefs and to harness your fear, turning them from chains into fuel. The first and most powerful mindset shift you must make is the transition from a victim mentality to a victor's mindset. This begins with embracing 100% responsibility for your life. They blame the economy, their boss, their spouse, their upbringing, their lack of resources. The 95% love to play the blame game. You become a passenger in your own life, tossed about by circumstance. A victor understands they can't control everything that happens to them, but they control how they respond. They take ownership of their thoughts, emotions, actions, and results. This is not about blaming yourself, it is about empowering yourself. Consider the story of J.K. Rowling. Before she became a household name, she was a single mother living on government assistance. A person with a victim mentality would have given up, but Rowling operated from a place of absolute responsibility. She believed in her story, mailed her work, persisted through rejections, and transformed her life. You have that same power within you. It's time to stop making excuses and start making decisions. It's time to take the helm. The second crucial shift is to abandon the cult of perfectionism and become a devotee of progress. Perfectionism is one of the most elegant and socially acceptable forms of fear. It masquerades as a high standard. The 95% wait for the perfect time, perfect plan, perfect skills, perfect resources, the perfect wave of inspiration. The perfect time never arrives. The 5% operate on massive imperfect action. Clarity comes from engagement, not thought alone. Think about Sarah Blakely. She had no experience. She cut pantyhose, wrote her own patent, cold called manufacturers, heard no until yes. She acted. Progress trumps perfection. She became an expert by doing. Embrace the mess. What are you putting off because you're waiting for perfect conditions? Take one small imperfect action today. The final and most transformative mindset shift is to change your entire relationship with failure. For the 95%, failure is a verdict. For the 5%, failure is feedback, a lesson, a stepping stone. They study, adjust, and come back stronger and smarter. Look at Michael Jordan. He was cut from his high school team. He missed thousands of shots and lost hundreds of games. And that is why he succeeded. Every setback, every failure makes you stronger, smarter, more resilient. This is the mindset of the 5%. When you adopt it, you become unstoppable. Nothing can defeat you because every obstacle becomes fuel. Turn failure into feedback. Use it to refine and to come back stronger. Talk is cheap. Insight without action is a fool's game. Action is what ignites potential. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. I call this the 24-hour challenge. Within the next 24 hours, take one small, specific, tangible action toward a goal that matters to you. This action should be something you've been putting off due to fear, procrastination, or perfectionism. It cannot be a thought, it must be a physical action. Send the email, make the call, write the first paragraph, do 10 push-ups, register the domain. If you want to get in shape, put on your shoes and go for a 15-minute walk. If you want to start a business, register the domain name, or call one potential customer for feedback. If you want to write a book, open a document and write the first 200 words. If you want to mend a relationship, pick up the phone and send the text message to open the conversation. The size of the action is irrelevant. The key is to act now. This single act of defiance will create a ripple effect. It will build a new muscle of execution. It will give you a taste of the power you feel when you move from passive to proactive. It proves to you that you are in control. Decide on your one action right now, write it down, commit to it, set the alarm. The next 24 hours will define whether this was just another interesting article or the first day of your new life. August 26, 2025, can be etched in your memory as a turning point. It is the day you stopped being part of the 95% and decided to join the 5% who decide and do. You have the keys to unlock the chains. Take absolute responsibility, commit to imperfect progress, and reframe failure as feedback. This is about awakening the sleeping giant within you, living a life of passion, purpose, and fulfillment. Go and live with passion. Take your first step now.